Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani St. Coming up, over $2 million contract signed for Northwest Coast water storage tanks. $846,000 presented to Cottage Village Council, and the Cheyenne Dewhurst is the new Miss Teen Dominica. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Introducing the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app, available for download from the Google Play Store, One Mobile Market, and the Government of Dominica's website. Access to all ministries and sub-departments' phone, email and office addresses and websites. Simply select a ministry and the sub-department. You can dial directly from the app or save the numbers to your phone contacts. It's convenience at your fingertips.
Is my passport ready for pickup? Good. It really works.
Download the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app today.
Thanks for staying with us. Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has announced that a review of the process through which diplomatic passports are issued will soon be completed. The issuance process has been under review for some time as government seeks to strengthen the general protocols. Last year, government contracted an independent consultant to assist with reviewing that process. Speaking on Kyrie's hearing on Friday, the Honorable Prime Minister noted that the independent consultant will advise government on any inconsistencies which may exist within the current policy in order to have those matters rectified.
Since last year, not this month, not last month, not 2017, since last year, we engaged the services of a well-qualified consultant to independently review the process of appointments of diplomats and the issuance of diplomatic passports, and to make recommendations to the government on are there gaps, are there inconsistencies in the application of the policy.
The Honorable Prime Minister indicated that this review process will allow for a more transparent process. He says very soon all Dominicans will have access to the policy as it will be made public.
The consultant has been engaged since last year to provide this independent assessment and recommendations to the government in order for us to have a more transparent, if one may want to use that word, process, a more open process, a clearer process, so anyone who wants to see how we arrive at the appointments of these people can have a copy of this policy, which will be made public, which will be on the government website, which will be laid in the parliament, so that the 71,000 of our citizens who reside in Dominica and those who reside overseas would have access to the copy and be able to determine in the future, going forward, whether the government has breached any of the provisions of that new policy. So I am hoping very soon from now to be in a position to make some announcements on this process.
In more news, a new primary water supply network will soon be established on the northwest side of the island. On Friday, a contract was signed to the tune of over $4 million for the construction of 8 water storage tanks and supply lines. The Ministry of Health and Environment, with funding from the World Bank under the Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project, or the DVRP, will be providing storage tanks to the communities of Monrachet, Colliho, Bioche, Picard, Glanville, Grange, Cottage, and Savonpai. At the signing ceremony, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Environment, Davis Later, remarked that the completion of the project was much anticipated.
That certainly the Ministry of Water Resource Management is delighted that it has reached that far.
The Honorable Minister for Health and Environment, Dr. Kenneth Darrow, commented on the impact this project will have on the benefiting communities.
The provision of access to clean water and the need for improved water storage and distribution infrastructure to ensure a high-quality, reliable water supply, especially during periods of drought and after heavy rainfall or storms, is of paramount importance to the government as a means of continuously improving the quality of life of its citizens and the Northwest Coast Water Storage Tank Project is one such initiative under the DVRP to address this goal. And over 20 communities with a total population of 10,819 are said to be impacted positively from this project. That's 1/7 of the total population of Dominica, so quite a significant project.
The Honorable Minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to ensuring that the need of every citizen is met.
This investment, however, represents just a fraction of the government's progress towards building climate resilience in Dominica. By virtue of our topography, Dominica is extremely vulnerable to natural hazards. Hence, applying climate risk reduction and designing climate resilient frameworks across the sectors is the only logical path. If we recall, the damages and loss incurred from the passage of tropical storm Erika accounted for 90% of the country's GDP. Therefore, we cannot continue business as usual in our productive sectors, particularly in the areas of critical infrastructure, which is roads, bridges, housing, etc., agriculture, and tourism. The government of the Commonwealth of Dominica extends its sincere gratitude to the World Bank and the CIF, that's the Climate Investment Fund, for its partnership and cooperation throughout the project implementation, and reaffirms our continued collaboration as we partner together. It is anticipated that this will significantly contribute to eliminating the water supply difficulties currently being experienced in these communities, and this demonstrates clearly the government's continued dedication to improving the livelihood of all Dominicans.
The project is expected to be completed within 12 months and will be built by local contractors Ace Engineering Limited, FC Construction, and Stuco Construction. In more news, 8 have been elected and nominated to serve the Tatan Tukari Cottage Savonpai Village Council for the next 3 years. Head of State His Excellency Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre were among those present to witness the swearing-in ceremony held last Friday at the Savonpai Primary School. The Honorable Minister for Social Services, Lady Catherine Daniel, expressed to the community her satisfaction with the initiatives undertaken by the immediate past council. She also applauded government's ongoing financial support to councils across the island as major projects are undertaken to enhance the lives of citizens. The Social Services Minister calls this government's support to village councils historic.
This Labour Party government, under the dynamic leadership of Dr. the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, will go down in history as the first government to have provided the councils with so much funds for the implementation of community-based social and economic programs. Programs which your parliamentary representative, acting Prime Minister, will address you or talk to you about. Rest assured that this Labour Party government will spare no efforts to work with the council in the improvement of the quality of life of your residents.
She urged the new council to continue to work closely with the parliamentary representative in its quest to improve the quality of life for people in the communities. Meantime, Vernon John Baptist will serve as the new chairman for the council. John Baptist outlined the several projects he has planned for the next 3 years.
The installation of guardrails on the Monalwi and Monsole Hills. With the installation of these guardrails, tourists, visitors, and we community members will feel much safer as we utilize these streets to fend for our families and bring well-needed foreign exchange to our local businesses. A proper road and drainage system at Reunion Lane at Savonpai, which affects 28 individuals, 10 landowners, and 5 homes. The construction of a proper drainage system at Ravin Nechel, which affects all during times of very high levels of rainfall. Also, reconstruction of a drain at Tantan from the public convenience to the river along the highway. The people of Tantan have suffered way too long, and they have been complaining. We all know that all these projects and concerns can't be addressed all at once, but what we look for is your continued support.
As one who has sat on the council in the past, he thanked the Honorable Parliamentary Representative Reginald Austrie and government for their invaluable support to the communities which he serves.
With their assistance, we have seen hundreds of thousands of dollars being spent in our communities for hundreds of feet of roads and drain construction. Also, the maintaining of our playing venues or sporting venues.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Children, yell and tell. If someone tries to abuse you, tell until someone believes you and they do something about it.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. The Tantan Tukari Cottage Savanpai Village Council has received $846,000 to undergo a few projects in the respective communities. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Cottage Constituency, Reginald Austri, handed over 3 checks to the new chairman of the council on Friday. A first amount of $300,000 will go towards road rehabilitation, refurbishment of a basketball court, and the rehabilitation of the Lamoth playing field.
From this, 200 will go towards the rehabilitation of the Grange Road. We're doing a project now. I'm doing drainage and doing the surfacing of 1,000 feet of road in Grange, past the Home for the Aged and going up to Dr. Wati. That piece stopping by Dr. Wati. And I'm hoping that once we've done with that, then we can get some more money and move on. So I'd like to present this first check of $300,000 to the chairman of the Cottage Village Council.
A second check of $526,000 was presented to the chairman to pursue the war on pit latrines in that part of the country.
I want to present a check of $526,000 to the Cottage Village Council, which is over $500,000 for the eradication of pit latrines within the boundaries of the Cottage Village Council between Cottage and Tatan and some parts of Lagon, which we'll discuss. The instructions will be forwarded to you at a later date as to who the contractors will be and the recipients of those pit latrines. We have conducted this survey and we have found out how many we need. I think we need about 100 and something within the constituency. But we're starting up this afternoon with a check of over $500,000, $520,000 for the eradication of pit latrines in the constituency.
Students attending the Dominica State College will also receive support as a third check of $20,000 was presented to the Village Council Chairman. These checks were handed over at the 16th inaugural meeting of the Tatan Tukari Cottage Savanpai Village Council on Friday. Honorable Austri reminded the communities that these projects could not have been made possible were it not for the Citizenship by Investment program. And finally, this news time, Dominica has a new Miss Teen. Over the weekend, Cheyenne Dewhurst, who represented the Convent High School, emerged winner over 6 other contestants. Dewhurst, who performed at number 2 in the 5-round competition, won awards for Miss Photogenic, Best Speech, and Best Spectacular Creation. First runner-up was Ashanti Aline from the Goodwill Secondary School, who won awards for Miss Amity, Best Talent, and Best in Spectacular Wear. The second runner-up, LaShawn Bellot of the Dominica Grammar School, received the award for Best Response to Question. Brittany Toussaint of the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School placed third runner-up. She copped awards for Best Evening Wear and Best in Evening Wear. Other contestants were Selena Edwards, representing the Castlebridge Secondary School, Felicia Edwards, representing the Pierre Charles Secondary, and Ashley Saint-Jean of the Portsmouth Secondary School. The pageant took place at the Eddie Andre Carnival City on Sunday afternoon. And that's the English segment of the news. Shaakira Pierre is up next with Creole Highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel accueil. Non, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Premier ministre Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, the gouvernement ka gade maniela ki moun ka tape passeport diploma. Gouvernement ka point pa sa la pour faire protocole à Dominique pli fort. Honorable Prime Minister Skerrit take a parler à ce programme Radio Hang Vadwe di simen pase, la edi yon consultant ki ba gouvernement avi pou nepot mouve bitre ki ka existe an polisi la. Sa se pou wanje se problem sa la. Premier ministre la di proses sa la ki fe bitre pli kler. Honorable Scare di tout Dominica ki ni akse pou polisi sa la depi y avelab. Adan nouvel moun hod nord epi l'ouest pey la ki benefis hod yo proje pou fè 8 tanglo avela pou Montrachet, Collier, Bioche, Picard, Glanville, Grange, Cottage epi Sabanpai. Vadwe di simen pase yon kontwa te signé pou $4 million pou construction se tang sa la. Projet sa la financé par Banque Latela aba Disaster Risk Vulnerability Fund and Miss St. Pendant cérémonie la, Miss St. Honorable Dr. Kenneth Daru, di projet sa la important pour ses résidents la. Il aussi fait commitment qui gouvernement qui travaille wet pour adresser tout problème citoyen. Projet sa la qui fini à yon l'année. Moun local qui engagé à travail la ko Ace Engineering Limited, FC Construction et Stuco Construction. Village Council Tatan, Tukari, Cottage et puis Savanpai tape plus ki $800 000 pour différents projets qui ka prend place à constituency la. Mam Parlement pour Cottage, Honorable Reginald Austri, delivered 3 chèques par chairman Nef la vendredi semaine passée pendant une cérémonie pour inauguration council Nef la. $300 000 c'est pour réhabilitation chimère, yon basketball court nef et puis réhabilitation savane la. Yon lot check pour plus qui $5 000 ka financer privé nef par constituents. $20 000 te fait avela pour élèves qui ka étudier à State College Dominique. Honorable Austri dit ces constituents là, tous ces projets ça là te fait possible à programme citizenship par investissement. Et puis finalement, Cheyenne Dewhurst c'est Miss Teen Dominica. Dewhurst te représenté l'école secondaire Convent et puis il te tapé sponsorship au Dominica Lotteries Commission. Cheyenne contesté en place D et puis il tapé award pour Miss Photogenic, Best Speech et puis Best Spectacular Creation. Ashanti Aline au l'école secondaire Goodwill vini après Miss Dewhurst et puis il tapé award pour Miss Amity, Best Talent et puis Best in Spectacular Wear. Compétition la point place en Eddie Andre Cité, Carnival dimanche, semaine ça là. Ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle à Creole. Non, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day. Studies have shown that it takes twice as long for people to heal if they're chronically stressed compared to those who are more relaxed. For that reason and more, the willingness to rest is one of the cornerstones of good health. And chances are you're not getting enough. A break doesn't have to be long. 2 or 3 minutes of sustained mental quiet after an hour of work can do wonders. Just take a few minutes, no matter where you are, and close your eyes. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website, news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kimani St. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.